giving you a little bit of my story, actually, which is a little crazy to think that a teenager would want to share his story, especially for me. Though I like acting, I like being in front of people, I have like trust issues. I don't like to tell people about myself especially. And I have a comparatively boring story. I never had an abusive mother or a mother who got pregnant as a teen. I didn't have any of that. I had a typical Christian background. But this is why I am here. Wednesday morning, Aaron's up, preacher Aaron is up there, and he's teaching us a new devotional exercise. And it went like this. Now, we all had to do it, but when he told us to do it, I'll be completely honest, I thought it was stupid. I was like, great, I'm going to hear myself breathe. But just to humor myself, I thought I'd go with it. And so I start doing that, and I saw a picture of myself, actually. And like Dawn said, this is going to sound crazy unless it's happened to you. I saw a picture of myself, and I was giving my testimony, or giving a story of my life, anyway. And when I saw that, I kind of made a deal with God, which was not smart on my part. I told him, okay, I can do that, but I'm not going to push for it. I'm not going to stop you from doing it, but I'm not going to help it either. So if some way, there's a way for me to give my testimony, well, I guess I'll do it, but it's all in your hands. Well, later in the week, Jeff, thank you, says, okay, you can perform one of three things on Friday. You can do a skit, a mime skit, you can do improv, or you can do a monologue, such as a story or a testimony. And right when he said that, I knew it was like, yep, okay, well, that's God saying, hey, Sam, give your testimony. So here I am, okay? Now, as I said earlier, I have a Christian background, grew up in a Christian school, Christian church, Sunday school, so I knew all the details. But something I struggled with, which I didn't realize till after I had lunch with the youth pastor, was I knew all this stuff about God, the details and whatnot, but I really struggled with knowing God. So my youth pastor sends me a text, hey Sam, you want to go out for lunch? I'm thinking about it. I know it's a trap. I know it is. No youth pastor sends you a text just to shoot the breeze at lunch. It's a trap. Well, after lunch, he puts his hands together and goes, so Sam, here it comes. How's your faith? And a third of me is going, I knew that was coming. And so because of that 1/3, the next third of me is already preparing the perfect Christian answer. Well, Pastor Jamie, everything is just perfect. Jesus loves me. But then there's the last third, and that's the one I decided to go with. That was the one I was actually struggling with. I said, Pastor Jamie, I'll be completely honest with you right now. I feel like there's a gap between me and God. And he just kind of nodded, and I'm like, I would love it if you would pray for me. He said, of course. Well, the next week, I'm sure he prayed. I didn't ask him, I just trusted him. But I know I prayed. Actually, I wouldn't even call it praying. I pleaded. I pleaded with God, please make yourself known to me. And when they say the Lord works in mysterious ways, they're not kidding. In class, okay? I'm in science class, okay? The teacher has a video simulation on the board of how the body fights infections. I know this is weird. But what I realized was that even in that smallest detail, there's beauty. Even in the smallest detail, there has to be a God who would design that. It can't be random. It can't just be an explosion. And so right then I got an excited, joyful feeling. I didn't hear a voice, but I got all giddy inside, like a kid in a candy store, or more relative to us, someone on a sugar high or had like 4 monsters or something. But one thing, or actually I learned 2 things in that class. The first was that there's more. There's more to Christianity, more to God than just knowing about Him. There's a relationship aspect as well. Second thing I learned in that class is you can't hold that feeling forever. That feeling was there and gone in about 5 seconds, that feeling of joy. But one thing that feeling did do for me, yes, thank you. One thing that feeling did do for me was every interaction with God after that pulled me one step closer to Him. Whether I was serving Him, or worshiping Him, or praising Him, or praying to Him, I felt closer to my God. So you have to ask yourselves one question. God's knocking on the door. Are you going to answer?
I was 9 years old when I got ran over by a semi. I was in 3rd grade on October 26, 2005, and my mom was driving home from school. She's in the car and we're going one way, and 2 cars are coming towards us. The first car is about to turn into a gas station, and the car behind him is a semi. Now the semi wasn't paying attention and didn't realize that the car in front of him was starting to slow down. He hit this car, another car, and then our car. He pushed us about 50 feet back and into a pole. And I ended up being where the car hit the pole. I broke my right femur, as you can tell by my lovely scar on my leg that I will always have forever and ever. I broke my right shoulder, my left elbow, and I fractured my skull. I was in a coma for about 1 week, and I was in a hospital for about less than 2 months, and within that time I was in 3 different hospitals. When I was released, people called me a walking miracle. So a few years passed, and I'm in middle school, and I've become very antisocial. I surround myself with stories, books, movies, TV shows. I love them, and I still do today, but I'm a lot more social now. And reading all of these extraordinary stories and how these heroes always save the day, and I always felt like my story would never amount to much. And I was always feeling like I would never get my Hogwarts letter, and I would never find out I have telekinesis. And I felt just boring. And I felt like the world didn't need my story, and it didn't care if it existed or not. So a few more years later, I'm in sophomore year, and we're in English class, and we're reading the book Frankenstein. Now, for those of you who have read it, the scientist Frankenstein creates this monster, this creature, and he becomes very terrified of it. And so he abandons it. And so our teacher wanted us to sympathize with this creature, this monster. So she gives us this writing prompt. What would you do if your creator abandoned you? Now, that's basically a loaded question, because God would never ever abandon us. And basically my whole class was really angry with this assignment. Well, I answered it just to humor her, and because I goody two-shoes and I could never leave an assignment undone. And as I'm answering it, I'm thinking, why would God save me from this car accident, from this huge wreck, put me through 2 years of physical therapy, and the whole awkward years of middle school, just to abandon me? So I had this huge epiphany in class. Sophomore year, English 10, Miss Bowman's classroom, 2nd row. And I realized God has a story for me. And I realized that's the reason why he saved me from that wreck. I have a story. And I probably won't be someone great. I probably won't be Joan of Arc. I probably won't find a cure for cancer. And I'll probably live some normal life in a subdivision house with a white picket fence and 2.5 kids. And it will be a boring, average life. And I'm okay with it. Because God wrote my story. He wrote my story personally. And he wrote all of our stories personally. And the only person that they mean the best or the most to is God. And I think that's just kind of cool and awesome. I was a
adopted. Diana, 17 years old, my birth mom. She was babysitting for a married couple, and the father came home early because he wasn't feeling well. He convinced her to sleep with him. A month and a half later, when she told her mother, she wanted me aborted. She didn't want her daughter to have a child that young. But Diana didn't listen. She wanted to put me up for adoption to give me a family that would love and care for me. So 2 days after I was born, I was adopted by Mike and Michelle Martin. Over the years, I stayed in touch with Diana. We kept in touch every year and met up to stay in touch and get to know each other. Over those years, she got married and had 3 kids, which ended up being 3 of my best friends. When I was 10 years old, she gave me a picture that was of my birth father, Eric Massenberg, and my brother, Avery. She told me if I wanted to, I could get in touch with them over Facebook, but I really didn't want to get to know them at all, so I refused. I refused to be on Facebook at all after that. When I was 13, I joined Facebook again because this is 8th grade and that's what you did. Talk to your friends on Facebook or play games. So as soon as I got back on, I had 2 messages. One from Eric and one from Avery. I didn't want to respond, but I did. I added them both as friends, but I refused to talk to Eric. I talked to Avery, and we became good friends. We got to know each other. We talked about everything and nothing. He told me about the time that I was 10 years old, that I had already had 4 siblings younger than me, and only one of them was from his mother. He continued to tell me that as of when I was 13, I had 3 more siblings, 2 girls and a boy, none of them from his mother. I couldn't understand why Eric would want to do that, why he chose to cheat on his wife. So I messaged him. I wanted to find out. I asked him why he would cheat on his wife, and he told me he was proud. He was proud to have kids from different women, and he didn't care if he cheated on his wife or not. That got me really angry, so I refused to talk to him. I continued to talk to Avery, and he wanted to meet me. First I was hesitant because I didn't want to get to know Eric at all, so I didn't want to see him or talk to him. But since Avery could drive, I decided that I would. We decided on a restaurant near his house, and on my way there, I get a text from Avery. Tells me Eric is coming too. I didn't know what to think, but we were already on our way, so I just prepared myself. But half an hour later, a couple of minutes before we were to arrive, I get another text from Avery. And he tells me, Eric changed his mind, he doesn't want to see you, and he doesn't want to get to know you. And he took the keys from me, so I can't come either. I'm sorry. And I was sad, because I wanted to know Avery. But I was more than that. I was angry. I wanted to know why he didn't want to meet me. Then I realized 13 years. 13 years he could have got to know me, and he didn't try. So why does it matter now? Eric was not a father then, and he's not family now. Because I realized that family is more than blood. Family is someone who loves you and supports you no matter what, and is always there for you to help you and take care of you. So I realized that blood isn't family, love is.
We can do for our skit. Anyone have it? Just shout stuff out.
Food.
Watermelon.
No.
Unicorn. Oh, you're riding on a unicorn, and then the Arctic.
In the Arctic.
Riding a unicorn.
Hunting. How about hunting unicorns?
Fine. Hunting a unicorn.
Okay, we're hunting unicorns in the Arctic. Okay.
Writing on a can't do everything.
Narwhal.
I only have 3 lines.
Let's start. All right. Hey. All right, guys. We've been training for weeks now, and it's finally time to show yourself. We're gonna finally hunt the Great Arctic Unicorn. And you'll be able to hang it up on your wall, and your parents
Can be serious.
finally love you. I am serious. You're gonna get this unicorn, all right? Just gotta look around. You guys see it anywhere? Do you see that over there? That's a bird. Okay. Seriously,
I want to that's today.
that's a chunk of ice. We need it. Okay, you guys remember how to hunt unicorns? I taught you how to hunt unicorns. You gotta know this.
Oh, I got an idea.
What's your idea? What are you doing? Oh, we can... I don't know what you're doing. Whoa, okay. Here. Everyone knows unicorns love fish. We can use this fish and lure it, all right? All right, so just, let's toss the fish right here and see if they come, all right? Okay. You see that? Yes, it actually is a unicorn. We did it. Be quiet though. Be quiet. What is it? I can't hear you. We can't. Can't be serious. Everyone knows that unicorns don't die when you kill them in the right way. Their head grows back. We gotta find a way to cut off their head without killing them. Okay?
That's necessary. Can't be serious.
Did I teach you guys nothing? This is how unicorns, their heads grow back. You guys should know this. All right, well, there's more unicorns. There's tons of them. How many are there? There's one for each of us. We don't have to wait for the heads to grow back. Okay, good. I got this frisbee. I brought it with me. It has spikes on it. We can use it and slice off their heads, but it'll grow back, so it's okay. So we're not being bad people, all right? So, anyone want to do it? Because I forgot my glasses. You see that?
Can't be serious.
You cut off the horn. Now there's only 2 good unicorns, and you scared. Okay, you try throwing. You try throwing, all right? You serious? Did I teach you guys this? Or are you guys just asleep in class? Just throw it. All right. Clean shot. You did it. Perfect. Okay. We got this. We need to grab the head before the rest come back. All right. I got it. Here we go. Okay. I think we're safe. We're safe in the base. So, okay. Now, I've actually never gotten this far.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to put it on the plaque. And
You can't be serious.
the family's after us, and I don't know what to do.
I've got an idea.
And scene.